everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm back with a brand new speed build, this time doing another suburban house. So this is Belmont Drive. It's a 3-bed, 1-bathroom build set on a 40 by 30 lot in Willow Creek, and it comes in at just over 210,000 simoleons. So I think it's about a week and a half, something like that, since I last uploaded. And I think I explained in the last video that basically in the month of December, I absolutely love December, but it's also one of my busiest months. And I actually forget just how busy December is because I've got so much going on, so much organising to do. All my kids have got plays and nativities at school and lots of activities and things going on there. And then we've got the whole prep for Christmas. Family staying from Spain, so I just feel like there's not a lot of downtime to really sit and build. So I did, however, manage to build this house over the last week or so. I have also been taking a little bit of time out for myself. I've been playing a little bit of Dead by Daylight, as some of you may know, and especially if you watch me stream earlier on this year, I am a big fan of Dead by Daylight, and I'm pleased to say I actually hit rank 1, which, in all honesty, hitting rank 1 in Dead by Daylight isn't a really hard thing to do. It can just be time consuming, if anything, so it just takes a bit of time to get there, but I finally did it, so I was really happy to kind of tick that achievement off my list. But yeah, it's just been really busy. So with regards to the content on this channel, I just wanted to touch on a couple of things because I had a message the other day asking what happened to the renovation series and would I still be doing it. Now, at the moment, December for me, like I explained, is a little bit crazy, and I didn't actually expect it to be as busy as it has been, but hopefully in the new year, when things calm down and I can get back to a bit more of a normal schedule, I can kind of resume doing things like renovation series and other different series as well. Like I say, it has been really busy, but also my daughter, who is a little toddler, is a little monkey at the moment, and she's not sleeping great either. Before, she used to have like a 2-hour nap in the day, just one nap a day, and it would give me the time to just sit down and get all bits of editing done or finishing touches to houses done, and she is just like no nap Delilah right now. She's just having none of it. So I'm pretty damn exhausted, and I've also lost out on that time. So I think builds are going to be a little bit sporadic, more so than normal, but hopefully in the new year, once things settle down again, I can kind of resume back up doing lots of different builds and, like I say, the renovation series. Now, what I would say for the time being is quite a few people have already submitted houses for renovating on the Sims 4 gallery, and they're absolutely fantastic, and I appreciate every single one, but I've actually taken the hashtag down out of my description at the moment, just so that I can focus on those builds when I do come back to doing the renovation series, because I'd still like to go through those original builds that have already been submitted and kind of work my way through there. Also, I have to admit that when I kind of get on a roll with YouTube and I start posting quite frequently again, a lot of the time I'll get a lot of build suggestions and people asking me to do all kinds of different styles of builds, and from community builds to modern builds to villas to, and whilst there's absolutely nothing wrong with asking, for a request build, a lot of the time when I kind of do these request builds, I find that I'm doing them because somebody's asked for it, rather than doing it because it's the kind of content that I want to put out. And in all honesty, this particular build that I'm building now is my favourite style of building. And in all honesty, when I look at the statistics of my YouTube account, a lot of the best views that I get for my channel are from building the things that I love to build the most, and they are big suburban builds. And there is a part of me that, whilst I love to do the requests that people ask for, I also have to think about what's working best for my channel. And so, You know, I've got to think about what I like to do the most as well, because if I kind of sit down, I'm really, really tired and I'm kind of looking at all the things that I want to do, and then I feel like I have to build something that I don't really want to build, then I'm not going to be putting out my best content either. So, having, a little bit of downtime to sort of reflect on my channel and how it's been going over the last couple of months, I would say it's been really nice to kind of have that break and just kind of sit back and look at the channel and think what's working for me and, the kind of best builds that I want to do. I don't even know if any of that made sense, but it makes sense to me. So basically, the last couple of builds I've done are back to kind of like my normal style, the style that I came into the summer with, which was just like doing the builds that I love to do the most, and that's like just big, beautiful suburban homes. But like I say, it's not to say that I won't ever do a request in the future. It's just that sometimes I do think you have to look at what really is practically working, as well as just doing all the things that everybody else wants you to do type thing. But coming back to the build, I am indeed building a big suburban family home. But actually, it's a little bit deceiving in size because this is actually only a one-story home. And there's a reason for that. Even though it does look 2 stories, and you could make it 2 stories, no problem, we have this ongoing issue with the roofing, which clips into the roof if you build it in a particular style. And it kind of really stops you from building certain designs, and it kind of really bugs me. I really hoped that at this stage in The Sims that they would have sort of ironed that out and made it better, but obviously for whatever reason that must be a problem which they just can't get around. So I kind of thought, well, I'm still going to build in that particular style, but I'll just make this house a 1-story house. Now, like I say, there is room to make it into a 2-story house, but you just simply have to kind of mess around with the roofing. But if I messed around with the roofing to make this 2 stories, it wouldn't have looked how I wanted it to look. So one of my favourite styles of houses I like to play in are 1-story houses, so I had absolutely no problem with going ahead and building this with that in mind. So this is actually a 3-bed, 1-bathroom build. So it's not really that big, but the house looks quite big and it's on a big lot. So it's kind of a bit of a luxurious family home. I'd say it was a very kind of medium-sized house. It's got absolutely everything that your Sims will need in it. It wasn't done to a budget, and it certainly wasn't done using restricted packs either. So this house did actually come in at 210,000 simoleons, so it's not really cheap. If you wanted to legitimately buy this house, I could imagine that the only way to really do that is if your Sims are later on down the line or further down the generation of Sims that they have a little bit more money. Or if you're extremely lucky winning the Sims lottery, which I keep trying to do, but haven't been successful so far. So with regards to the style of this house, I did literally go for a very family feel to this house. Just, it wasn't like really fancy, it wasn't really kind of modern or anything like that. It's just very kind of homey, as they say in America, or homely if you're over here in the UK. So just something that was very warm and inviting and a little bit cozy. But I did actually go ahead and use a lot of blue tones as well, and greys. There's kind of a bit of a mishmash of colours. Certainly I didn't stick to just neutrals. I did go ahead and make some really nice brightly coloured kids' rooms as well. But I did have a bit of a nightmare with the kitchen. I just could not make my mind up on how I wanted the kitchen to be. And it sort of evolved through different colour schemes before I settled with one I was completely happy with. And I actually completely built the kitchen before kind of getting rid of half of it and redoing it and making it a lot bigger. Because initially I made kind of like the kitchen area into a smaller kitchen area with a bar area and a kitchen table, but I kind of reworked it in the end and I'm quite happy with the way that it turned out. It is a little bit grey, if anything, but it's different and I like it, and you can always change up the colours if you weren't completely happy with it anyway. But it's certainly a massive kitchen, which is quite refreshing because I don't always do huge kitchens. I normally do just kind of like normal sort of small, not small kitchens, but probably like medium-sized kitchens. So this one's like a really nice big one. And as you can see here, just as I'm changing up the style, that was initially the size of the kitchen, and then I changed it and it become absolutely huge. So I was happy with it in the end though, and I just thought, you know, it's quite nice to have a big kitchen. It makes a little bit of a change. So maybe this could be a family that really, really loves to entertain and have lots of guests around and throw parties. I mean, you could even get rid of a few counters and put a bar area in instead if that's something that you'd prefer. But there's certainly a lot of room to play around with, so you can always change it up to however you like. So with this house being 3 bedrooms, I would say that each of the bedrooms is a really good size, and they're all very similar sizes as well. I think I did one of them as a master bedroom, one of them as a twin bedroom, and one of them as a single bedroom. But you could even make the other single bedroom into a twin bedroom as well. So potentially you could actually have a 6 sim house, and it could even be bigger if you did want to extend upstairs. I mean, the actual floor plan is already laid out upstairs anyway, like the second floor exists. So if you wanted to just tweak the roof in slightly and extend upwards, then this house could actually potentially be absolutely huge, but that's entirely up to you what you do with it. So I hope you're all well, and I've been having a little look through your comments on YouTube, which have been keeping me company. I like to read through my comments quite often, and a lot of the time before I go to bed and things like that. So if you ever get a reply from me, it's always at a completely random time. It's either really late at night or it's really early in the morning. Sometimes after breakfast, I like to just come and sit down and try and reply back to you guys. But thank you so much for all your lovely comments, and a massive welcome to everybody that's new as well. I've really missed you guys. I've missed kind of posting regular, and whilst it is nice to have kind of a bit of time to myself, I also kind of really miss uploading as much as I was. So it's one of those situations that I can't do a lot about. I can only do as much as one person can do. So I'm just hoping in the new year that things will calm down a little bit and I can get back into the swing of posting, but we'll see. But I'm definitely going to be doing builds. They're still going to be regular. They're just not going to be kind of 3 times a week regular. They'll just kind of like be every week instead. But I'm just moving on to the master bedroom, and it's not a massive bedroom. They're all, like I say, fairly similar sizes, but they've got everything that your Sims need in them. So I always put in mirrors and dressers, obviously a bed. I think this one's got a TV in it in the corner with a little sofa as well. So I always like to add pretty much everything that I can think of in builds where I don't restrict myself to a budget. But there is a lot of activities and skill building items that I think are kind of subject to taste and circumstance. So it might be that your sim is an astronaut and they're going to need space for a rocket, or you know, they're going to be a painter and they want like their own room to do their art. So you're always going to customize a house anyway, however you like, but at least this has got quite a lot of the basics that your Sims need to kind of get rocking and rolling with a little family of their own. So I'm just moving on to kind of like the little boy's room at the moment, or it could be for a girl who likes blues and greens. I really love doing kids' rooms, and I pretty much say this in every video as well, but I just feel like we've got that many kind of items for kids now that it's just so easy to do kids' rooms with so many different amazing swatches as well. And I think that's the main thing that does it really with kids' rooms, is the furniture that we've got has so many good swatches that it's just made it so much easier to create kids' rooms. And yeah, they're definitely some of my favourites to do. I do tend to gravitate towards my favourite swatches, I must admit, but I do try and change it up though and kind of flick through and use different kind of swatches. But this is one of my ultimate favourites, this very beautiful blue and green. So I'd say that both of the children's rooms are aimed towards sort of younger children and toddlers as well, rather than being teens. But you know, as your kids evolve anyway in your Sims family, you tend to change things up. And the other thing is as well, it depends what the kids are into, whether they're kind of like active kids or if they're into art. And that's something that you tend to customize along the way anyway. So if you did want to change it up, then you're certainly free to do so. So I just wanted to mention as well a massive thank you to everybody who's followed me over on Instagram. I was fairly new to Instagram. I've probably only been on it for around about 2 months to do with my whole YouTube Sins account, and I've had a lot of love and support over there. So I just want to say thank you very much, because I actually really love Instagram as well. I mean, you know, if you like nosing at pictures, then it's absolutely perfect. But it's really good for The Sims, you know, to see other creators kind of build and stuff like that. It's a good way to sort of flick through and have a look at people's, you know, pictures. But I really hope everybody's well and you're all looking forward to Christmas if you celebrate it. I've really sort of missed you guys. I feel like when I don't post as much, it's, you know, I don't get to catch up with everybody as much as normal. But I have to say, we're all kind of getting on track and ready for Christmas. We're all really excited for it in this house. I'm really happy because my husband's actually broken up for Christmas from work today. And also my dad and stepmom are coming to stay again tomorrow. As some of you may know, they live in Spain ordinarily, and they're over for Christmas. So we had them stay the other week and they've been over in Ireland. They do travel a lot, so it's not very often we get to see them, but they're coming and stopping tomorrow night as well, so I'm quite looking forward to that. And we get to have another big catch up. But I'm just working on the final room now, which is the study room. I actually did this house in rather a strange order, because normally I kind of do the downstairs rooms and then the bedrooms upstairs, and that's how the order goes in the video. But because this was all on one floor, the study ended up being last, so don't judge me, okay? But this is the last room. I really hope you've enjoyed this build. If you have, please give me a big thumbs up, and if you're not subscribed, it would be awesome to have you on board. But I hope you all have a fantastic weekend, and I'll look forward to seeing you next time. Take care. Bye.